What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Aaargo J. And as you see me, I'm standing here with the New York compliant rifle, or the New York Safe Act rifle. And if you know my issues on it, like I've said before, I have serious issue with this rifle. I don't have issue with the maker, Black Rain Ordnance, for making this rifle, but I do have serious issue as to why they had to make this rifle and why the need for this rifle was in the first place. We're going to be working on just the features that make this the New York compliant rifle. So that's what we're going to be focusing on for this first part here. The ergonomics of the grip, the ergonomics of the non-collapsible stock here, the ergonomics of how your hand rides inside when you get your shooting position or your shooting grip. So that's what we're going to be looking at first off and foremost, is just the natural functions of the gun, how the gun feels ergonomically and how it operates ergonomically. So with no further ado, let's get started with that. Well, so far for those first few rounds, it feels okay. It's not too bitey, but you can definitely feel the lack of a muzzle device, and you can definitely feel that you have to bring the rifle down. But like I said, that was just the first 10 rounds. And don't forget, you all, 10-round mags only in these. Okay, putting anything other than a 10-round mag will nullify the purpose of this rifle. 10-round mags only. Let's go load up another 10 rounds. Today's ammunition is being supplied by Federal Ammunition. We'll be using the fast fire cans, 30 rounds of 5.56 full metal jacket, 62 grain, XM 855. All right, so I'm back. I got the Bushnell Elite Tactical red dot all zeroed in. That's the red dot I'll be using for this rifle testing, and everything's zeroed in. I got it loaded up. Got a bunch of Federal XM 855 in here, green tips. So let's see how this thing does. One of the very first things that I noticed when I'm handling this gun is that it's very difficult to disengage the safety or to re-engage the safety once you've begun firing. So once you engage the safety, take the safety off and have to turn the safety back on, it's very difficult just using your hand at fire control or its natural position at fire control. You either have to come off the safety, or come off fire control rather, and operate the safety, or use your support hand and go ahead and manipulate the safety. So that's one thing that I don't like. The other thing that I noticed right off top is the receiver plate. The receiver end plate does dig into the webbing of your hand quite a lot, especially if you have larger, meatier hands like I do. It does dig in there, so you might want to run gloves, but then running gloves is definitely going to limit your ability to access different parts of the gun, so that's going to suck a little bit as well. I did notice a lot of muzzle rise on here. Yes, technique will help you keep muzzle rise down. There's definitely something to that, but the fact that there's no muzzle device says a whole lot. And just because there's no muzzle device, it does rise a lot. It's quite loud, it's very concussive. At nighttime, the fireball's pretty big. As a matter of fact, it's capped, and the cap is definitely pinned and welded, so you cannot add in different attachments. Let's get another 10-round mag loaded up, and let's shoot some more lead downrange. All right, I got a fresh 10-round magazine all loaded up. And remember, this only holds 10-round magazines, so don't try to stick a 30 in there. That'll nullify this rifle. This is a 10-round magazine that I've got loaded up, and I'm just gonna put some more rounds downrange. One of the other key things that I noticed is there are attachment points on the base of the stock here for swivels and for slings. So you are able to sling this rifle if that was a necessity. I don't know how that would work. I didn't bring my sling out here, but best believe I'll get you some footage and see how that sling works out on this rifle too. And And just like that, 10 rounds is gone in a flash. Like I said, I don't have any overall performance issues with the gun. It's just the ergonomics. It's just ergonomically weird. It doesn't feel right for guys with larger hands. I have larger hands. It bites in here. The rifle performs beautifully. The optic performs beautifully. But now I'm going to test it out and maybe go in prone position and see what happens in prone position and see what kind of comfort level I have shooting from down there. All right, so here I am. I'm on the back side of the range, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to take some prone shots. I'm going to take about 5 prone shots and see how that feels, see what's going on. My preliminary thoughts are that things are going to be a little difficult because the rifle itself isn't set up so that anything touches the ground. There's no pistol grip, there's no standard capacity magazine that you can rest on, there's no attached bipod. So as is, taking it in the prone position would be a lot more difficult than a normal AR would or a normal rifle would that has the standard features on it. Here we go. So those are the first 5 shots from the prone position. Like I expected, like I thought, it was very uncomfortable, very tiring on the shoulders, just to hold the rifle up initially. Follow-up shots were a little bit different. I had to change my grip a little bit. The grip is not very ergonomic for the prone position. It's already not ergonomic if you have larger hands. It bites into you. So I had to take more precision shot type of grip to get the next shots off. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and shoot this gun with it supported and see if that makes it any better. So again, engagement of the safety is very difficult from the prone position. I had to use my support hand to engage the safety, which takes time away from getting shots on target. So there it is pretty much. From the prone position, it was much easier shooting the rifle with a little bit of support up front. So if you've got a bag or you've got a post or a mount or some sort of support to hold it up front, it is a lot easier. I was able to pocket it nice into my shoulder pocket here, and still it was elevated enough where I could just get great shots on target. So I do think you're going to need to support it if you're going to go ahead and shoot it from the prone position versus a standard rifle where you can at least balance it on a good AR mag, a standard 30 round capacity magazine. So as we wrap up today's shooting with the Black Rain Ordnance rifle, the rifle, hell of a rifle, made by Black Rain Ordnance as they always do. However, the ergonomics of the New York compliant parts is just for shit. I didn't really like the way that they shot. However, would I take this rifle if this is all I had? You're damn right I would. So stay tuned for the next video with the New York compliant series. Until next time, people, it's Aaargo J. Stay safe, stay the course. Keep shooting, America. Peace.